Look at this document. It's the Magna Carta, sealed in 1215. This piece of parchment established a radical idea, that a nation should be a government of laws, not of men. Today, the Indian Constitution carries that exact same principle in its fundamental rights. In the Indian legal system, fundamental rights are defined by their enforceability. These specific articles allow any citizen to petition the judiciary for immediate redress, moving beyond abstract ideals into the realm of actionable law. Article 12 establishes exactly who you are protected from by defining the state. As this diagram shows, the state is an umbrella covering the central government, state legislatures, and all local or other authorities. These are the specific entities whose powers are restricted by your rights. To map out these protections, we use Articles 12 through 35. You can organize them using the mnemonic EFRCRCR: equality, freedom, rights against exploitation, freedom of religion, cultural rights, and constitutional remedies. Because fundamental rights specifically restrict the actions of the state, a legal petition fails if the offending entity falls outside the Article 12 definition. Mastering this list of authorities is the necessary first step to ensuring your case isn't dismissed on a technicality before the merits are even heard. Let's break down Article 14. This diagram splits the concept into two halves. On the left, the British concept of equality before law acts as a negative barrier. No individual gets special privileges. On the right, the American idea of equal protection of laws allows the law to treat different people differently, like providing affirmative action, so long as the grouping makes logical sense. The equality block runs from Article 14 to 18. A quick way to remember this is equality starts at 14, ends at 18. Within that block, Article 15 prohibits discrimination, and a recent update, the 103rd Amendment, specifically added a provision to protect economically weaker sections. Next is your right to freedom under Article 19. You have 6 specific liberties here: speech, assembly, association, movement, residence, and profession. We use the acronym SAMAMRP, but these are not absolute. The government can impose reasonable restrictions for reasons like national security or public order. These individual rights don't operate in isolation. As established in the Maneka Gandhi case, Articles 14, 19, and 21 overlap to form what we see here, the Golden Triangle. They ensure that any procedure depriving you of life or liberty must be just, fair, and reasonable. Because these 3 articles interlock, a law can no longer pass by satisfying just one narrow rule. Any state action depriving you of your liberty must now survive a rigorous triple test of constitutional validity across equality, freedom, and life. What happens when only part of a law violates these rights? Under Article 13, the courts apply the Doctrine of Severability. Watch how the inconsistent paragraph is surgically cut out. The invalid portion is voided, but the rest of the legal framework survives intact. You also cannot choose to surrender these protections. The Supreme Court established in the Barham case that the Doctrine of Waiver does not apply here. A citizen cannot voluntarily give up their fundamental rights. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar understood that rights without enforcement are meaningless. That's why he called Article 32 the heart and soul of the Constitution. It guarantees your right to approach the Supreme Court directly if your protections are violated. Under Article 32, the Supreme Court issues 5 specific commands, or writs. You can memorize them with HCMPCQA, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. Let's test your recall. Not all rights are available to everyone. Articles 15, 16, 19, 29, and 30 are reserved exclusively for Indian citizens. This means if a foreign tourist visits India, they are protected against arbitrary arrest under Article 21's right to life, but they cannot claim the freedom of speech guaranteed under Article 19. Article 32 turns the Constitution from a passive list of promises into a set of enforceable commands that the Supreme Court is bound to execute. Rights are balanced by responsibilities. Part 4A houses the 11 fundamental duties. A systematic way to retain them is to map them alphabetically from A to K, starting with abiding by the Constitution and ending with knowledge and education for children. In exams, evaluators will test your precision. Look at this common question trap. They will swap the definitions of Article 14, labeling the UK concept as positive and the US concept as negative. You need to spot that inversion immediately. They also test boundaries. Remember our SAMMRP acronym for Article 19? It grants the right to form associations, but the Supreme Court has clarified this does not include the right to strike. Striking is a legal right governed by specific rules, not a fundamental right. For descriptive answers, structure your arguments around the basic structure doctrine. Use the SRFJUS acronym: Secularism, Republic, Federalism, Justice, Unity, and Sovereignty, to cover the core pillars the government cannot amend. Success in competitive exams relies on proving the rational nexus, the logical link between a government's classification and the actual objective of the law. Achieving high marks require you to look past the surface of the articles and demonstrate the internal logic that holds them together. Here is your master revision sheet, integrating the EFRCR categories, the 5 HCMPCQ writs, and the golden triangle. Take a screenshot now. To master the rest of the syllabus and tackle exhaustive previous year questions, you need structured, legacy-backed coaching. New Careers Academy has been producing officers since 1967. Visit ncacademy.com to start your preparation today.